Everybody clap now. Clap, no hands. Sorry.
You're going to make him pitch a tent in the middle of the episode.
100%. Yeah, it's a plan. Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Get Some. I am your sommelier, Jolanda, with 5 to Wine Time. And today we are sipping with friends again. And I'm sipping with one of my newest friends. This is Chloe. She helps behind the scenes of these episodes. But I wanted to get her in front of the camera, and we're going to have a little bit of a tea party. Well, a grown-up tea party, which means there's wine involved. So we have the Jolanda's Moscato that actually is infused with strawberries. And I have a little bit of chocolate so we can do a little wine and food pairing. And then to make things even sweeter, there's another bottle of wine coming in just a little bit. But we have empty glasses, so I'm really sorry I have to do this. But thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. I'm excited. I like all the wines they write the country songs about.
Oh, yeah, there is that one song. How does it go?
Strawberry wine, 17.
I think we got to stop right there because otherwise we have copyright issues. But you know the song. If not, you need to learn the song.
It's a good song.
But it's such a good song. I love strawberry wine. There we go. So I'm not going to lie. I really picked this bottle because it was really pretty.
It does look really nice. I like the twirlies.
The twirlies and the spins.
Yeah. It's pretty color.
It's pretty and pink. So, since you weren't here for season 1, when you open up sparkling, you go counterclockwise 5.5 spins.
I did not know that.
And that's how the cage becomes loose. Fun fact.
Good to know.
They all twist the same amount no matter where it's from, So we are a couple of episodes into season 2, and I have been able to be your Somm on demand. After each episode, you get to taste some wine. But do you have any questions? It's not always you get to have a Somm in your own living room.
So what's the difference, like, if you put wine in, like, glass versus, like, ceramic or, like, a Dixie cup? Does it actually affect the taste?
It can sometimes affect the taste. It also depends on the mood that you're in. I'll drink wine out of a Dixie cup if I'm just drinking wine to have fun. But the wine in a glass, especially with all the glasses that I use for the videos, the glass is shaped so it helps bring the aromas and the flavors up and kind of focus. In a Dixie cup, it's so wide that you don't get the concentration of aromas and flavors, but you get the concentration of alcohol.
Gotcha.
So it does matter a little bit in the glasses. I have enjoyed it in ceramic mugs, especially if you're doing like glühwein wine. Glühwein wine is this warm spice wine that's usually enjoyed at like Kris Kringle markets. They serve them in little ceramics, but it's supposed to keep the wine warm. And it's really nice and refreshing, and it's like a hand warmer while you're walking around during the Christmas market. But
that does sound nice.
I like drinking in glass. It makes me feel fancy. But yeah, you can drink wine in whatever glass you have. Coffee mugs, glass mugs, ceramic, plastic. As long as you're drinking wine, I think it's important. It's just, if you're tasting something and you're wanting the full experience of the aromas and flavors, I think glass is kind of a good go too. So,
but either way, 1 bottle of wine, 2 Dixie cups, we're still good. That's another country song.
Hey. We have a game going, so.
I want to see how many
Are we going to sip every time we do a country song reference?
We should.
Okay.
I'm going to get wasted by the end of it, but that's
You're
fine.
welcome.
Cheers. That was more full than I thought it was going to be.
So this is
it actually tastes good.
Right? It tastes like strawberries.
Yeah, it does.
So we have 3 different chocolates on our little plate. We have dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and then some dark chocolate covered cherries. And I wanted us to have some fun with food and wine pairings. So if you take a bite of the dark chocolate and then a sip of the strawberries, or a sip of the strawberry Moscato, it'll kind of be fun because of the richness and the bitterness of the chocolate.
This is very dark chocolate.
It is super dark chocolate.
90
I think
or something.
85% pure dark chocolate.
That is nice.
Right?
It does cut like the bitterness of the dark chocolate, especially with the bubbles.
Bubbles make everything better.
I love bubbles.
I love bubbles. And Moscato is an already sweet and somewhat effervescent wine, so it kind of goes really well within a champagne aspect. This Moscato has the fermentation added after the wine has actually been made, and then after the wine is made, that's when they bring the strawberries in. Unfortunately, they don't do a co-fermentation of the strawberries and the grapes together.
That would be good, though.
That could be very well done.
I don't know how strawberries ferment exactly, but, like, that'd be fun.
if you have ever let strawberries kind of sit in a jar, like when you make like strawberry lemonade, and they sit down at the bottom, that's kind of how maceration happens, how that color kind of gets drawn out of the strawberry. That's how wine works. So they press the grapes and then let the skins sit with the wine, and it pulls the color out of the skins, and that's what makes a red wine a red wine.
Gotcha.
So it'll make the strawberries kind of mushy, so you have to watch for the moldiness and that aspect, but I think it can be done. Our other wine that we're going to have is a blueberry mead. So it's a honey wine that they actually ferment the honey and the blueberries together.
Ooh.
So that'll be super fun. There'll be some cinematic magic that'll happen that'll make it magically appear. So we've tried the dark chocolate. Now,
stop.
if you want, you don't have to stop. We have a bottle to drink.
That's true. I can get buzzed.
And we have more episodes.
And I live here.
So. You live here. There's a drinking and driving.
Don't do it.
Drink responsibly, people. I have bottles of water everywhere. But here, give it a try. Now that you've done the dark, rich chocolate, try it with the milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is much more an American consumption.
Yeah.
Because it is so sweet and milky. It has a much lower cacao nib, and it has a warmer, or actually a cooler melting point. So that's why it melts in our hands a little bit easier because of all the cream. But try that now. Oh no.
I might need to be topped off.
So, speaking of topping off, one of my favorite things in my tastings when I do in-home tastings with 5 to Wine Time is I tell people I have a superhero power, and that is to know when there's an empty glass. So whenever there's an empty glass, that's when I know it's time to move on to the next one.
That's good.
So what do you like about that pairing together?
I mean, this is just so sweet, but this is also sweet, but there's like a little bit of bitterness because it's strawberries and the bubbles. So it just, whereas that one's like bitter and sweet, this is just like creamy and like makes me, it kind of like I'm having like flavored cocoa. Like it tastes like a chocolate covered cherry more than the dark chocolate does.
More than the dark chocolate? Totally get that. That's why I like bubbles with anything creamy or rich. Because it cuts through the richness and the creaminess by kind of playing with your palate a little bit and doing a little shock value.
I could easily get really drunk on this with like not even noticing because it doesn't taste like alcohol.
That's the best part about these kinds of wines.
And
when
that's
they're
the only
flavored,
alcohol I like.
And that's the alcohol you like. So I like customizing tastings. You and I started to talk a little bit while me and Essie were prepping for season 2, and you were like, I like wine that doesn't taste like wine. And I said, all right, I'm going to create an episode of wines and bring wines that don't taste like wine.
Yeah, I like the ones that write country songs about.
What's another country song? How soon can we get, flagged? How many songs?
There's Blackberry Wine. There's Cherry Wine, which isn't a country song. That's by like Hosier, which is actually like a sad song if you listen to the words. It's about abusive relationship. But the Cherry Wine is good. And then there's just like the Dust on the Bottle song, which isn't about a specific wine. It's just talking about like aged wine, and Essie's got a little dust on his bottle, but he's one of those things that gets sweeter with time.
Ew! You get to edit that one.
I love you.
Wow. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Anytime.
And I think there's a song that's all about a hole in the bottle.
I think, yeah.
By one of my favorite bands, Lady A. So I have...
A hole in the bottle of my wine. Yeah, something like that.
But, wine and songs and romance and breakups. Really, there's wine to drink with everything, I think. So, do you want some more of the strawberry wine, or would you like to try some mead?
Let's do the mead, otherwise I'm gonna get drunk.
All right.
I'm a little bit tipsy.
And I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Hey.
Hey, see, I can be funny, too.
It doesn't have to be all country songs.
It doesn't have to be all country songs. It can be, So, the other one that we have, which you finished yours, so I guess I gotta catch up. Hold on.
Chug.
Pinkies up, classy out.
Ooh. The bubbles.
Whew. Alright. I don't drink a lot of sweet wine, so. A lot of the episodes are dry wines, so that was different. So, this is it's called Blueberry Nectar. It's actually from Wild Blossom, which is a meadery and winery in Chicago. Down on the south side on the 63rd Street. And what's really cool is they have beehives all over Chicago. and they cultivate the honey, then they make the mead there. So it's really cool that something sweet is happening in Chicago.
That is cute. Also, the bottle is kind of adorable. It's like mini.
It's a super fun size bottle. They do variety packs. So I found a variety pack because I didn't know which flavor you would like. So I was like, well, 1 out of 4 ain't bad, right? Yeah. And it's a great way to try wines is doing half bottles. Gotcha. When trying something new, because then you're not investing in a full bottle, and then when you do, if you don't like it. So 12% alcohol, so it's almost twice as much as this Moscato.
Oh,
so
schnitzel, we're getting drunk tonight.
I think that's my job every time I come out here.
That's fair. I like that job.
So mead is really cool because it is a fermented honey wine. So I got my little brother a mead kit for Christmas because he saw a TikTok where he tried to make mead in a plastic jug with beer yeast or bread yeast. I don't do it. There are special yeasts for wine for a reason, but it tasted like sourdough. Ew. It was really weird. I was really proud of him for trying something new. But so this, as I said, is a mead properly done at a meadery. It takes almost 4 pounds of honey to make a gallon of wine.
Dang.
Of mead. So it's very concentrated in sugar because you need sugar to make alcohol. So you need a lot of sugar to make something 12%. So this is their blueberry nectar from Wild Blossom Meadery. I'm sorry.
I'm like,
that is so...
Shots?
Some habits die really, really hard when you're drinking with people. It's just... I'm so used to shots.
Down and then...
Down and up and out the top.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that smell. Like, you can smell the honey, and you can taste the blueberry.
It's kind of fun like that.
It is good. That's good. Very, very smooth. Like, if I didn't know this was alcohol, if someone was just like, hey, I would think that it was just like some really good blueberry juice that they were like, drink this.
And I think this would be fun because you told me you love putting fruit into your wines.
I do.
So if you like froze blueberries or blackberries, put this with like a little bit of sparkling. So I have some champagne here. You can make a mead cocktail.
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good.
I'll join in there on the phone.
Put like a little blueberry with some like honey drizzle around the rim.
There we go.
And then made like a fancy little cocktail.
And this is what we do with leftover wine from episodes is we make cocktails with it.
We get fancy. Pinky out.
Pinky out. Party on.
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
I knew they'd come in handy. I love my fruit. In the wine, in my mouth. It's all good. These are this big chunk of blueberries.
Oh, the Michigan blueberries.
Yeah. I like them big. I like them chunky. Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, 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 nom.
So good. It's refreshing because I'm getting really buzzed from this.
Yep. Okay. Then I'm doing my job. It's all about a little bit of garnish. So we do have one left of the chocolate. So that's the chocolate covered cherries. Cherry. So it's black chocolate. So that's would kind of be fun with this cocktail, actually, probably. Because now that we've added bubbles a little bit.
It's nice. It's fuzzy.
A little fuzzy.
A little tickle on your tongue. And these are actually good chocolate covered cherries. They're not like the ooey gooey white goo inside. It's just cherry and chocolate. Nom, nom, nom. I love this. I feel like this is good. So good by itself, but you don't need to do it with chocolate. Where it's like the other one paired better with chocolate because it just didn't taste as good on its own. Not that it wasn't good,
right?
But this is like a thing on its own.
Totally.
Like, especially with the blueberry, it's like I could make a cute little Instagram post. Hashtag white girl wasted.
Always. So my new job not only is to educate, but also to help some people have a higher alcohol tolerance. So
I don't have one, so yeah, this will definitely.
I got 3 days to do it. We'll see if I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll go up by how much I don't know, but like I'll go months without drinking, and then I'll have like one glass of wine, and I'm like, woo,
woo. So when you're drinking, especially with sweet wines, I would be conscious of the sugar content because sugar is one of those things that can actually cause you to have more of a hangover because you're dehydrating yourself.
That makes sense.
Not only with the alcohol, but now you have all this sugar in you. So your body's just like, I need water. So always, my tip is to drink some water and maybe have some Advil by the bedside in the morning.
That makes sense.
If you're prone to having hangovers, it just kind of helps.
Yeah, I usually try to drink like 1 bottle of water per drink.
Okay.
And then I'm okay. I haven't done that this past couple days. Because I don't know. I'm not buying water bottles. Like, I'm at my own house, so it's weird. I normally
drinking at home is so much more fun.
It is more fun. I don't have to drive. No Ubers.
No Ubers necessary. I come to you. That's
true.
kind of why I started 5 to Wine Time, was to make wine approachable and having the tastings in your home with you and your friends with a custom wine tasting. Like, it's just a lot of fun, and you can ask questions like, how do the bubbles happen and all that kind of fun stuff, or would this be good on a river? That's an episode with Dan. If you haven't seen that one, check that out.
If I could put this in a sippy cup, I'd totally drink it on the river. Like, a little bit of ice. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you don't want to dilute it, freezing your blueberries and having that be your ice cubes, and then you have drunk fruit by the end of the river route.
That's perfect. I love drunk fruit. Drunk gummy bears, though, don't taste good. We tried the thing where you put gummy bears in vodka, and then the gummy bears taste like hell by the end of it.
Yeah, they kind of taste like medicine.
Yeah.
Kind of medicinal. My trick with that, which I didn't think I would talk about drunk gummy bears, but flavored vodkas.
That would help.
If you do like Swedish fishies, or you stick with one certain flavor, then doing a flavored vodka to go with that.
Yeah.
Then it's that on top of that. Or just go Everclear, and then doesn't matter.
This was a bad choice at a bachelor party, so it was not like anyone
That
was
sounds
trying to replicate it afterwards.
No.
It's just like, no.
It sounds like a bachelor party.
Yeah, 100%.
That and Jello shots. That was life. Oof.
Jello shots are better than the gummies, though, because like you can get Jello shots that are actually kind of good, that like go down smooth. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're real drunk after the second one, but like they're pretty good.
Before I was a sommelier, back in my first round of college, I was the Jello shot queen because I was able to get the balance right so that they were solid, but there was enough alcohol that you felt it by like the third one.
Yeah.
So there's a profession there.
I feel it after the first one, so.
Oh, she's such a cheap date.
I am a cheap date. Ezzy, you're lucky. I also barely ever drink, so we get tipsy when we drink. And then we get really touchy, and the people at the store or wherever, or not store, but like restaurant or wherever we're drinking is looking at us like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm touching my man. Because I can't.
I can't wait for that to be edited out.
You can keep it in. No, you.
I'm not speaking.
There's a first.
Yeah, I know. I'm the only person that gets to make him speechless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good for you, lady.
Whoa.
Whoa. But yeah. This is fruit infused wine, and then this is a fruit infused mead wine, and I think that fruit and wine go well together, and even more important, wine and chocolate go together.
Heck yeah.
Just like friendships. So.
Want more blueberries?
Yes. After this outro, for sure.
Let's do the outro.
So, any other further questions that you have for your semi-residential sommelier for a couple of days?
I don't think so.
No?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I'm too buzzed to think of questions at this point.
No worries. The best part is we'll be doing this again for season 3, and we'll maybe be adding like a cooking element, so then we can do food, wine, chocolate, booze, all of it together. But it is 5 to Wine time, so I'm going to pour you another glass and me another glass.
Sweet, we're going to cheers it.
So we can cheers to being 5 to Wine time, season 2, sipping with friends. So it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Please grab yourself a glass, and I will see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers. Because you're getting drunk.